Emma Scarr.
Oh, hello.
Hello, it's me. Where are we going today?
We're going to Barnes in West London.
I hear it's very posh there.
Apparently, I don't think I've ever been there.
So why would a man like me want to go to Barnes?
Well, we're going to see a shrine.
Oh.
I've got my own little shrine here in the kitchen first. Can you see? That's a bit of a clue where we're going.
It's the Bobbin Elf. Do you know something? I've never been to the Marc Bolan shrine, and I almost feel a bit ashamed.
Is that why we're going?
That's where we're going today.
And is that why we're going?
That's the only reason I'll be going to Barnes, to see that. I always felt it was a little bit morbid, but I think enough years have passed now. So Emma, we'll have to see the Marc Bolan shrine, and considering he had his first hit in 1970, you were born 1970, so there's a fair chance you don't know that much about him.
Well, I know a little bit about him. I'll tell you what I know about him. He was around mostly in the early 70s, and I'm familiar with his sound, not as Tyrannosaurus Rex, but from T-Rex, particularly Get It On, except I sing, as I was told off for this morning, Get It On, Avalon, but that's mixing up two different songs. But I've listened to him, to T-Rex since, as an older woman, and yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I'm not an obsessed fan, but I liked their look, I liked him, I liked, there's one song of his I really, really love.
Which is what?
It's Cosmic Dancer.
Oh,
Can I sing a little bit?
No, because YouTube will...
Yeah, but it's just me, it won't sound like him.
It doesn't matter.
I was dancing since I was 12.
You know, you were saying about Cosmic Dancer.
Yeah.
Did you get to know that track more because of the film?
No, I just come across it.
You know what film I'm talking about, don't you?
Is it strange to dance so soon?
Yes. You know what film I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Billy Elliot.
What was in that?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I must have come across it after that, or I would have been very excited watching Billy Elliot.
Yeah, he did a big dance to it.
Oh.
And a fun fact, did you know that that was filmed in a place called Easington? My dad worked down Easington Pit, and I was born in the village next to it.
I did know that, but it is a very fun fact.
Thank you.
We missed the train, so it's not going to ruin my day.
What are you doing up there?
I need a little bit of time to recover. We're on the train at last, having missed two. I mean, one was because I had to go to the toilet, and then we had to go outside because they're temporary ones. And then it was a wrong platform situation.
I wasn't going to use them temporary ones.
You dawdling as well.
I don't do temporary toilets.
But here we are, we're ready to go now. Johnny.
Yes.
Are you eating your sandwich already?
I know, it's a bit
It's
early.
still on the train. The train hasn't even started yet. What have you got?
I'll tell you what I got. I went to Morrison's last night. I got a cheap cooked chicken, $2.25, 6 rolls for 50p, and a bag of salad, 25p.
And we're off.
So, and you know why Marc Bolan drove a Rolls Royce?
Because
It's good
It's
for
good
his
for your
voice,
voice.
and you won't fool the children of the revolution.
So here we are in Barnes. What do you think of Barnes so far?
Well, so far, all we've seen is trees
Yes.
and a bit of grass. And I thought, if consider it's a park and it's the first beautiful day of the year, this place would be awash with middle-class people walking their dogs and their 2 kids in their pushchairs. But there's nobody.
And what about the shrine? Do you think there might be anyone there, or just us?
Probably just us, I think, or maybe the odd nut bar.
I've predicted maybe there'll be 3 other people, and
Really?
maybe there'll be tourists, or at least not from London. But I don't know. I've got no idea.
I don't know. Marc Bolan was only a British thing, really.
Okay.
He
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
No,
we'll
he
see.
never. He didn't. What's the word? He didn't export very well for some reason. He only had one hit in America, which was Get It On, or Bang a Gong.
Oh yeah, they had to call it Bang a Gong. So this is I don't know where it is, to be honest, but that's
Well,
the Methodist Church, the Barnes Common, and we thought that was the River Thames, but actually it's a pond.
Yeah, we didn't realise that we've come here on the day of the boat race.
Yes.
And I've never seen the boat race, which is the greatest boat race in the world. We've been sat here waiting for the boats to go by, and it's a duck pond.
Yeah, but it might explain where all the good people of Barnes are. They're all down at the river getting their pole position for the boat race. Hopefully we'll see a bit of that. But obviously the most important thing is to see the Marc Bolan shrine.
So is there an online thing? We'll do it here.
So we found the river. We haven't found the shrine yet, but we found the river, and lots of people are waiting, obviously, for the boat race. But so far, it's just the feds we can see.
The
nice
feds?
train. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a warning for it to all.
So we're back at the station. We got here about an hour and a half ago, didn't we? It turns out we went the wrong way. So we're back where we started, but we're in good spirits, aren't we, Johnny? And now we're going to go that way. We've asked a nice old lady who thought that it wasn't a big deal, Mark. I've forgotten his name, we've been walking so long. Marc Bolan's crush. But you put her right, didn't you?
They discovered the pyramids quicker than it's taken us to find this.
Well, we're here, Gypsy Lane. We've seen it from the other side of the road, but we're going to get a much nicer view from over here. I'm going to let you go first because you're the true believer and lover of Marc Bolan.
Here we go.
Did you bring anything today?
No.
Oh.
It was pretty dangerous being in a T-Rex because they're all dead.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Peregrine Tuck,
It's got.
Curry. Oh, Bill Legend, the drummer, he's still alive. I bet he's too scared to come out of the house.
It's lovely though, isn't it?
It's very nice. To think he died 16th of September 1977, and it was already a cloud of sadness was hanging over our house because my sister's favourite rock star had died exactly 1 month to the day before. Do you know who that was?
Give me a clue. Elvis.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Elvis dying, but I don't think it was such a big thing. Marc Bolan maybe, because I don't remember.
Well, you were still young, weren't you? But it
I
was
was
a
young when
massive
Elvis died, though, as well.
thing. Yeah. But my sister, she was all shook up. I've got my brother to thank, actually, for getting me into Marc Bolan, because at the time I couldn't see past the Rolling Stones.
No.
And then I heard this music coming out of his bedroom, and I thought, that sounds pretty good. And I really got into him in a big, heavy way. I liked the Tyrannosaurus Rex
Yeah,
period because he was a folk musician.
yeah.
Very original folk musician.
Very
in my-
original. It was a
and he
bit
gets-
too much for me, to be honest, when I tried
He gets
it.
no credit whatsoever. I bet you he wasn't accepted on the folk scene because he wasn't singing about coal mines closing down and the Dust Bowl in
So
America.
what was he singing about?
He was singing about fairies and goblins.
Yes.
And also, it's the way he looked. He wouldn't have fitted in, was he? He wasn't some middle-aged man with a comb over with his fingers stuck in his lug hole. He was a beautiful man. It looked like he'd actually been beamed down from the planet that was next door to the planet where David Bowie had beamed down from. Like Bob Dylan, Bolan caused a bit of a stink when he picked up the electric guitar. Up until then, his Tyrannosaurus Rex albums, they had very snappy titles. One was My People Were Fair and had sky in their hair, but now they're content to wear stars on their brows.
Yeah, I
and
read that.
Prophets, Seers and Sages, Angel of the Ages. His first big hit was Ride a White Swan. He was asking what's the significance of the swan.
Can you just sing that?
Yeah, Ride a White Swan. I've just realised this looks more like his son. Do you know who his son was?
Can I have a clue?
Yeah, Roland.
Oh, that's not a clue.
Roland.
What, in Grange Hill?
No, Roland Bolan.
Oh, yeah, that does
That's
ring
what they
a bell.
did back in the 70s, the rock stars. They named their kids stupid names. Do you know any more stupid names?
Well, there was Bowie's ones.
There was Roland
Zoe
Bolan,
Bowie.
Zoe Bowie, Loon Moon, Crapper Zapper, Fartley McCartney,
No.
and of course the one everybody can remember, Shagger Jagger. Back in 1965, a female artist released a song called My Bad Boy's Coming Home. Who was that female artist?
Are they all connected to Marc Bolan? Was it? Can you tell me the connection so I can have a clue?
Yeah, she was driving the car.
I don't know.
Gloria Jones. But more importantly, what was the B-side of that?
Oh, well, I need a clue.
Well, you won't get it. I'll tell you what the B-side was. Tainted Love.
Oh, so they wrote. Who wrote that?
Some American back in
That was the
90s.
first single I ever bought, but by what's his name?
Soft Cell.
Oh yeah.
Mark Almond.
Tainted Love. Ooh.
Can I tell you something about? I sold Mark Almond a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work in a men's outfitters down the
Yes.
King's Road called American Classics, run by the Denim Queen of Love. And he came into the shop one day and I said hello, sold him the shirt, and when he left, I waved goodbye.
Hang on.
And I like to think that was the inspiration behind his great hit.
Yeah, I don't like that one, but we'll discuss that another time.
Yeah, it's a classic. Here's a very obscure one. Back in the early 70s, Mark was so big, so popular, T-Rextasy it was called, they'd never seen mania like it since the Beatles. And he had his own movie with Elton John, Ringo Starr, and in that movie there was, what was there? There was footage from his live concert that he was playing in Wembley Empire Pool. And if you look closely at that footage, in the crowd, you will see girls screaming and waving silk scarves. Who printed those silk scarves?
You printed them.
I printed them. Fantastic.
Don't we all know about it? Shall I show you one? Oh, you want to do it? I imagine you brought one with you. Wow.
And here's one of them silk scarves.
So
First job I had when I left school was as a silk screen printer, and for 2 or 3 years that's all we printed. Silk scarves of pop artists and football clubs, and I was in heaven. At one time I had the biggest silk scarf collection in the world probably, until I got knocked off my motorbike. Can you remember that day?
yeah.
You should do, you were on the back of it at
Yeah,
the
well,
time.
what has that to do with the
I
scarves?
had to sell all my pump memorabilia to buy a new scarf. But
To buy a new scarf?
sorry, buy a new motorbike. And I've ended up selling them all, apart from these couple here. Here's a couple more questions for you. At the time when I was printing these, I printed thousands of T-Rex, but I also printed thousands of 2 other artists, solo artists. Who do you think they could have been from the 1970s?
David Bowie.
No, I'll tell you it is. One was Donny Osmond and another was David Cassidy. And which act do you think I printed more than anybody put together?
Slade.
Correct, the mighty Slade, come on! You're modelling the scarf very well.
Thank you. I have really enjoyed the day. It was a bit more challenging than our recent trips because it was a long journey, I think. The shrine itself was very moving. It was well worth the long walk. And the other thing is the weather, but it was almost too much. I think I might be sunburnt. It was so sunny. What did you think of the day?
I thought it was a very lovely, lovely day. It's a lovely day out, and I can't believe it's taken me so long to get to see the shrine. And I'm not going to lie, I felt a little bit emotional.